Honorable Kaula, kawuthule uvala umlomo.
Rough cut. Hashtag it's a da.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Rough Cut on your #1 online channel, 4EVERSTREAM TV. We have Umkhulu Nyoga on the show today. Umkhulu Nyoga, I won't miss any time. Ngifuna singene phakathi kuyo. Why Umkhulu and why not ugogo?
It's because ngangenwa amadoda.
Oh, okay.
So maungenwa amadoda, you are addressed as Umkhulu, and then maungenwe abogogo. So most of the time uthola ukuthi indoda, a male, ungenwe umfazi. So simbiza gogo.
Noma ayindoda.
Noma ayindoda angenwe umfazi simbiza ngogogo, because we are not addressing usinazo, we are addressing lo muntu lo phethe usinazo.
And how do you get your name? How do you go from usinazo to Umkhulu Nyoga? Is it ungenwe umkhulu wakho wakudala beka? How does that happen?
For ukuthi ngize ngithola igama la kaMkhulu uNyoga, for me mina ngaliphuphe lami igama, but there are many ways okuthola amagama ebunyangeni, like maybe kunento esithi ukugajeka. So mabakugajeka, that is when idlozi lakho liphuma, and then siyalibuza ukuthi ubani, and then idlozi liyasho ukuthi no mina nguNyoga, ngiqhamuka endaweni so. You understand? Ngumkhulu or ngikhehla or nginsizwa yakwamanibani. So that is how you go about getting your name ebunyangeni.
How did you know which one you're calling? Why? What made you think when you're calling? I mean, in the past, I'll say 4 years, we've seen a trend of young people batwasa, and some of them we can easily say that it's depression because the symptoms they have must be, like a psychologist says, when it's anxiety, it's depression, it's stress. But you see them batwasa. How did you know you're calling and are quite depressed?
Okay, so from a very young age, I was told ukuthi I have a calling, but I mean I grew up in a very Christian family, so I didn't even pay attention to that. But up until this one lady came to me and she told me, I didn't even go to consult for that matter, but this lady came to me and then she told me, Wuti, you have a calling, unamandao and stuff like that, but I didn't pay attention still, up until I saw the signs. There are different signs, and there are common signs, and there are signs where you'll see Uguti, no, now. Like I was starting to lose my mind. I was starting to be very much forgetful. I used to have this hatred towards amadoda. So going around, people telling me, no, une calling, you need to do this, you need to do that. That is when I just knew, okay, you know what, let me just do this. I actually was doing this in passing, by the way.
Oh, it was a by the way thing.
I was like, let me just do it and just get it over and done with.
Growing up in a Christian environment, in a Christian family, we know most Christian, they don't really believe emadlozini. Most Christians call amadlozi amadimoni. They rather do exorcism. Did you face any of those challenges?
No, not really, because I was not the first one to actually initiate. Before me, a year before me, my younger brother went to initiate. So that is what moved my mother from Christianity into believing. Actually, my mom but begas fihla in a way. So when my younger
because a judgment because she's from a Christian background, or
yeah, because I think from back masizolanda move from ugogo wakhe beka hamba nezangoma but beka ifihla. So because my mom was raised in a Christian background also, so Nati, she raised us in a Christian background. But when my younger brother started getting sick, abonizin, duitunzel and stuff like that, that is when my mother opened her eyes, and then my younger brother went to initiate. So me coming and initiating as well, things were much easier for me that way.
How do you deal with a judgment? Because I know Uti, you are practicing, right? You are practicing already. How do you deal with a judgment from people saying Uti, you're still young for this thing, because there is something like that. I'm sure you get that from your lives, from people around you. How do you deal with that?
Okay. I think young understanding also, you need to be a person who is very mature when it comes to such things. You need to to have an understanding of what there's Christianity, there's spiritual, amadlozi, izangoma, and stuff like that. And people should know what we are not practicing obut demonic, because one thing about us, we do not worship amadlozi. We acknowledge ukuthi amadlozi akhona, for as much as we do not worship God, but we acknowledge ukuthi uNkulunkulu khona. So first thing I do, mangena emsamo wami, I pray. So leo criticism is because people do not have knowledge in terms of izinto as spiritual.
How do you say we do not worship God when we go to church and we are told worship God, praise God, and then you do not, and then you come to me and say we do not worship God? The contradiction.
People do worship God. People worship God. Ne? So into ebenza ukuthi bazitshela ukuthi thina we are demons, because they think we worship ancestors, and we do not worship ancestors. We acknowledge the fact that we do have ancestors, for as much as we acknowledge the fact that there is God. So first thing we do is we pray. If you can go like and start ingoma yesonto, you will see ukuthi izangoma, they actually people that believe ukuthi uNkulunkulu khona, and they acknowledge that. So there's a difference between us and people abama Christians. I'm not criticizing anybody who's a Christian. They do not have much knowledge when it comes to izinto zamadlozi, but
Christians are bonafunda, ne?
But
umkhulunywa athi you do not have much knowledge.
They don't. That's why bazothi haya ama demons and stuff like that. But I would never say to them, you are worshiping umuntu owafa waphinde wavuka. Isdumbu. We understand. We don't say that to them, but they need to learn and they need to understand isiko, because ukuba nedlozi is like we are embracing isiko as well. So this thing, umuntu nomuntu unesiko, umuntu nomuntu unesduko. So you can't say lo muntu lo kunikeze leso sduko leso or that particular enemy demon. It's just that thina basingenile and siyaba acknowledge, but we do not worship ancestors.
Okay, umkhulunyoka, how do you are practicing, ne? Kunezangoma, kunezinyanga, kunabaprofiti. Where do you fall? Or is it the same thing?
It's not the same thing. It's not the same.
Okay, here comes ex wanting to do harm to unomtandazo. As inyanga, are you obliged to help that person because you went there, wa practicer, wa trainer, or do you turn umuntu ofuna ukuthakatha or ofuna ufakela umuntu ububi? Do you deny that person right yakhe, because that person comes to you right yakhe to come and ufuna ukuthi umsiza, ngithi yena uthi uyamsiza kanjalo. So umuntu ofuna ukwenza omunye umuntu obubi, do you deny that person or uyamsiza? Because to some of you it's a business. It's your way of living. Do you turn back imali and say I'm not going to do this? Or uthi azini ngiphila ngale nto le. Nami ngifuna my morals won't pay the bills.
Yeah. This is a choice, ne? This is a personal choice when I is umuntu, because when you initiate usephehlweni, you are taught all of these things. So coming out uzmele when as inyanga, this becomes a choice to you. I was gonna come in ukuthi this is a business for some people. But if unyanga ngokweqiniso and they are funny, because lesikhwama lesengisiphethe mina asiqalanga kimi. Siqale kwabobabomkhulu from way back. Ukuze sizowela kimi, and esiwela kimi sinjani si-clean. So me practicing witchcraft, ngithakatha ngingcolisa lesikhwama lesi, I'm going to make my grandchildren or isizukulwana sami ukuthi sisafara. So this is a choice to some people. Witchcraft pays, trust me. You're in a man. I swear to God, there's nothing in the mind njengobuthakathi, but this is a choice. Do I want to be that person? Do I want to be known as that person? So yes, to answer your question, yes, I do turn back that person. Definitely turn back that person.
Nizule umkhulunyoka manifuna ukwenza izinto ezimbi ne, so ngicela ukuthi ningayikuye untshele manje ukuthi yena akayenzi.
But back to sender, please thank yes. Yeah, no back to sender ngimqalanga.
So that is not ubuthakathi.
That is not ubuthakathi, because
it is what it is. Revenge.
Sending back is
it is revenge. So you're fighting fire with fire.
I'm giving you back your things.
You're fighting fire with fire. And then you must fight fire with fire. What have you solved? because it's going to be a circle that does not end.
It's a circle that ends, but again, you come to me. Let's make for an example. Let's say for an example, unesichitho, and then you come to me. Thokoza mkhulu, okay, before ungitshela nokungitshela ngizokuhlola, and then ngitshela ukuthi unesichitho, and then you'll see the signs of isichitho, and then I'm gonna ask you, or you are going to ask me and say, ngicela ibuyele emnikazini wayo. So this thing ukuthi unama pimples ebusweni, siyibuyisela back kumnikazi wayo, umnikazi wayo uzoba nama pimples. So that's not ubuthakathi, but it's ungiqalile. So nami I'm sending things back to you. I'm protecting myself in a way, and I'm making you feel ukuthi ungenze ngazizwa kanjani.
So which is which? Who controls who? Idlozi le controller wena noma wena controller idlozi. Ngomuphi in charge at what time, and how do you know ukuthi I manje sesikhuluma nomkhulu because manje angikhohlwa ngisakhuluma nosinazo ngikhuluma nomkhulu, which is which?
So yabana once ungaka initiate and you are a spiritually gifted person, you are unable to control idlozi lakho, but mase uphakathi ephehlweni, you can be able to talk, or you learn how to control idlozi lakho in a way. So there are times where idlozi controls me, but there are times where I'm able to control idlozi. So now you are speaking to Sinazo, but there are days where azofika unyoka, makafika unyoka, you can tell ukuthi unyoka ufikile because I become aggressive. We can never be in the same room. Ningabaleka nonke makafika unyoka because uba aggressive, you have ama characters angafani because amahloso wakho awafani. There's umangonyama also
In you.
in me. So ugogo umangonyama. So that's why I'm not offended when people say gogo, because I know I do have umangonyama in me. So umangonyama makafikile is
And you utwasele umangonyama nomkhulu nyoka.
Uthosa wonke amahlozi.
Uthosa wonke.
But as time goes, amahlozi wakho, because uthwasile, as time goes, amahlozi wakho ahamba ayaziveza kancane kancane.
So as one individual, we can have a madlozi ayi 10.
Not 10 necessarily, but you can have amahlozi amaningi.
And then utwasa for all of them.
Uyawathwasela wonke, uthola ukuthi
And you practice for all of them.
no. You don't practice for all of them.
You practice. How do you know ukuthi ungonyama? Mangonyama nomkhulu nyoka. Who's in charge?
Mkhulu nyoka.
Mkhulu nyoka.
Nyoka is in charge.
Okay, umangonyama uthobela umkhulu nyoka. How does that work?
Okay, so there's amadlozi are different, right? Kunesithunywa, kunedlozi, kunamanono, kunamagedla, kunenzunza, maningi, ne? You name them. So kunabalozi. So uthola ukuthi umphathi mina wesikhwama kimi umndawo, umnguni nomndawo, which is unyoka, ne? Umndawo wami igama lakho Mapsayira. So you see there are different names, and idlozi nedlozi malifika lifika negama layo. So umangonyama isithunywa kimi, ne? So practice mina isithunywa. I practice ubunyanga, which is ubunyanga comes with unyoka. Understand? So that is how you know. Uthola ukuthi if umangonyama was umphathi wesikhwama, I was going to practice, or I was going to be called umangonyama, not ugogo umkhulu nyoka. I was going to be called ugogo umangonyama because uye umphathi wesikhwama, uye inkosi uwo wonke lawa madlozi alandele pha.
Yo, guys, there's a lot I still need to ask Usinazo now, but Tina, we do have to pay the bills. So after the break, there's more coming because there's a very important question that I need to ask you that is affecting abantu abaningi, the whole nation, and I'm glad you go to la. Guys, don't go anywhere. We are going to an ad break. Siyabuya againdawo ukhulunyoka Usinazo. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back after the ad break. Welcome back from the ad break. Sisahleli nomkhulu nyoka akakayi ndawo. Umkhulu nyoka, like I said before, siya breaking. Here's Nomthandazo. She has a calling. She does not want to answer her calling. What happens to Nomthandazo? It's been years, but Nomthandazo, you have a calling, but I do not want to. Angifuni mina lento le. Why banginikeza into engayifuni ngenkani?
It's not up to you. It's not up to you. But you know this thing, ne? It's an argument that's going to go on for a long time because we have parents abazange bavuma i-callings zabo, but they're still alive. Yes. But now kunamadlozi are different. Sinedlozi esithi idlozi lomndawo. Now it depends ukuthi wena uphethwe liphi idlozi lakho because kunamanye amadlozi that have mercy and they wouldn't do anything to you. But now there's this idlozi eli brutal. So idlozi lomndawo idlozi let me explain idlozi lomndawo ukuthi yini so that you can understand. Idlozi lomndawo idlozi lelo ukuthi umuntu wafa ngengozi. So makafe ngengozi yabaza abantu abafe ngeaccident or wahlatshwa wadudula kangene eyadini. Yeah, so uhleli ngaphandle. So that's why most of the people they are going to describe it as idlozi eli foreign. But it's not foreign. Umuntu wakini ngeke.
So makangena mina umndawo angena uNomthandazo and then angiforce ukuthi ngize ngithwase. Ufuna ukuthi ngimlande ngaphandle ngimfake endlini.
Awumlandi ngaphandle but kunento bathi uyamparula. This goes back to saying you acknowledge ukuthi idlozi lakho likhona. So idlozi.
But why kill me? Angisho mndawo you've been dead for 30, 50 years. Why you ufuna ukuthi mina ngenze into mina wena ongazange khona ukuyenza? Why?
Because naye washona.
It is not your life, it is my life.
It's not up to you, unfortunately. That you know nothing.
Landela abantu abakubulala mndawo. Ungene kubo uthi bathwase ngenkani ungalandi mina I don't even know. I was not there. My parents maybe were not even born before you passed on. So why ungenza so? Why ukhohlakele? So kahle kahle amadlozi siyasho ukuthi akhohlakele.
Elomndawo likhohlakele futhi nje futhi with no doubt elomndawo likhohlakele to a point ukuthi
so lathakathi in a way. Malikhohlakele. Ukhohlakala yini?
Ukhohlakala idlozi elibrutal but once walenzela waliphethela izinto zalo umndawo lihle and idlozi lemali idlozi lizokulethela abantu idlozi ezilokulethela imali. So even if we had a choice, even if I had a choice, mina before ngithwasa I always tell my people because mina before ngithwasa I was for the streets. I was always out there. Yeah, you understand? So if I had a choice to say no, I was going to, because Nama also had questions like that. Nami umuntu othanda ukubuza ama questions ukuthi why me, why into ezinjalo into ezinjalo. If beka khona la umndawo bengizombuza ukuthi and then why ukhethe mina ke wena but because you don't even know me awundazi nondazi. So but it's not a choice that we have.
Okay, we've heard amathwasana sebungomeni or ephehlweni. We've heard amathwasana complaining of abagobela bayaba rape, bayaba abuser, bayabashaya, and all of that. So what does it take to be ugobela? And who approves you, Sinazo, to be ugobela? And after amathwasana comes out, there's been I don't want to say a trend, but there's been situations whereby amathwasana yaphuma to ugobela umyangihlukumeza. And then niphume nina isenithwasile nithi akakuhlukumezi vele you must suffer in order for you ukuthi ube yihila right. So why kwamele ngisafare? Because my parents have trusted you with my life. Nifika lapha uyangihlukumeza uyangirape uyangishaya so ungenza islave sakwakho. But your duty is to make sure ukuthi ngilapha nalo mndawo lona wabakahle and all of that. And then when all of that is happening, idlozi lami likuphi leli elingenile lathi lizongiprotect likuphi when I'm going through all of that.
So this is going to be a very long answer and you just need to be patient with me. Okay, so masiqalela mawuyithwasa or umuntu who is spiritually gifted about to embark on the journey of your spirituality. The first thing that you do not just jump and uhambe ephehlweni, ne? You need to have a connection, have a proper relationship nedlozi lakho to a point ukuthi mawukhuluma nabo they answer you. You understand? Let that relationship be healthy. Then they will direct you and lead you to that particular person you need to go to. And then uzohamba uye kuloyo muntu loyo. Mawufika kuloyo muntu loyo, if idlozi lakho alikufuni lapho, you're going to stop dreaming, lizokushiya because you do not listen. That is why it's very important for you ukuthi ube ne relationship nedlozi lakho and have that proper connection. If you do not have that, uzohamba uphume ephehlweni. I, for example, ngihamba amaphehlo ayi-3 because I didn't listen to idlozi lami. I was just umuntu nje oyenza izinto according to my own understanding, and because I wanted to do this in passing and be like, nah, I just want to do this and go back to my old life. Now, coming back to your question, yokuthi, who says kwamele ube ugobela and stuff like that? Nobody. We have different gifts as people. As izangoma nisibona nje sinjena, ukugida sogida into eyi-1, but ama-gift esinawo, they're different.
So you can go from being unomthandazo, uthwasa, and then tomorrow uvukube ugobela. You can go from that. But who holds you accountable for all the people laba obahlukumezile? I mean, we have, besides ubungoma and all of that, we have a constitution that says these are my rights. Regardless of amadlozi, I have rights. You cannot force yourself on me. That is rape. You cannot come unbetter. That is assault. Besides ubungoma and all of that, as ama healers, is there not a council? Like I know Amadota, they have a council that gives them a license. Lawyers have a council that gives them a license. So at any time when you found you have breached code of conduct, your license is revoked and you can never practice again. So Nina, do you have a license? Do you have a body that you belong to that says, Sinazo, you've breached a code of conduct, you've abused such as many people, so you can no longer practice. Like, I want to know who holds you accountable.
No. We do have organizations that we fall under. I personally fall under THO by Titi Tlavani. It's an organization where you have a license to practice, ibati passport yobungoma, and also a certificate. So I hanged my certificate there. So it also prevents me from doing ezinye like having body parts. Sometimes body parts of animals.
Because besides body parts of animals, body parts of human beings. That is murder.
That. So if they can come and then they find such things, they will take that away from me. But still, because I'm practicing organization, I'll still continue practicing. So I find about doctor they're going to revoke that.
So you guys have a free pass.
We do have a free pass anyway. Let me tell you this, I know people that are watching are going to come for me. Zangoma that are going to watch this are going to come for me. But ubungoma has been placed in the wrong hands these days because we've turned ubungoma into business. We've turned ubungoma into
fashion.
Into fashion, yes. We've turned ubungoma into takati and we do it publicly. So kuneimfihlo zobungoma kwamele kube yimfihlo, but now they are exposed on social media. Right? So ubungoma these days bufakwe ezandleni ezirong to a point ukuthi now we misinterpret into.
So it goes back to saying ukuthi abantu abathwasile were not, most of them were not supposed to twasa. It was just the depression, bangidampile.
It was not even in the depression.
I'm going through a lot, and then they tell me ukuthi no, yes, mangabawlali ukhala kakhulu, it's because when you're calling.
It's not because of depression per se, but it's because of ukhohliswa abangoma, because abangoma siyakhona ukuthi sikhohlise abantu. Let me tell you this, ne? Ngizokuhlola mina ngithi kuwe ngibona insimbi phezukwakho or ngibona ukuthi une calling. But uthola ukuthi that calling is not a calling yokuthi hamba uthwasa, but it's a calling ukuthi lo gogo or lo mkhulu ohleli phezukwakho umuntu beka yisangoma, but now this person becomes a spiritual angel to you, a spiritual guide to you. Now you are going to become a person that is going to lead your family in terms of spirituality. I mean, you need to acknowledge lo muntu loyo uphahle, uthandaze, and do all of those things so that lo muntu utakhona ukuthi available. So it's not always the case mawuphuphe ibhayi wamele uyothwasa. It's not always the case with mawuphuphe ufaka ubuhlalo wamele uyothwasa. That is people misleading you. So that is why you need to consult each and every now and then. I mean, you need to go and consult and check ukuthi kwenzakala nempilweni yakho. And please, abangoma these days, guys, lama bhayila baswathola anywhere. Ngawathola Faraday, people know Faraday, ukuthi Faraday kuphi. They can go umuntu ayothenga umuthi and then afake emsamo, afake in a room, afike axhoma, and then afake imithi and then sekathi uyanyanga. It's because abantu bayahamba bayogcwatshwa ngezizwe. So what is izizwe? Izizwe umlotha womuntu. Kuthathwa umlotha womuntu and then inhlanga umuntu ofile, by the way. Bamshisile and then bathatha umlotha womuntu bayagcaba inhlanga, bathi inhlanga most of bona, inhlanga. And lo muntu lo uzokuhlola mntakama, uzokuhlola uzawubhedulula nezinto bengamelanga uyazibhedulula. But because we are exposed to such things, it's very few of us as thwasile, as thwaseng eqiniso that are practicing. But a lot, ilizwe, especially if you can go on TikTok, ilizwe seligcwele abantu abagcabe ngeinhlanga abahamba bahlola abantu. So uzokuhlola lo muntu loyo and then insebenzo iphi? Ngicela ungilona ungisebenze ngiyange akakhona ukukunyanga uzokunyanga ngale washa abazithenga.
So nawe gogo umkhulunyoka, do you have inyoka? Angisho siyazi ukuthi kunama healers, abanye banenyoka ezindlini, abanye banabo umpopi abathusayo abanjani. Do you have that ohamba nayo? There was a video of this guy. It was on social media. He was at the border of Zimbabwe coming this side. Bekaphethe umpopi onekhanda elikhulu, telling people ukuthi lo mpopi wakhe umtshela ukuthi this is your problem, this is this and that. Uhila ngalo mpopi lo. So now do you have that or ubuthakathi lo?
Sometimes sometimes labo mampopi bayasebenzisa for ukuthakatha, but sometimes kunabanye ababizwa ngabonyankwambi baba khona.
So awunayo inyoka?
No, I don't. I have a tattoo of a snake, by the way, a very big tattoo of a snake. But I don't have a snake. I would love to have one, but ngihlala nabantwana, so I can't. So I'd like to have.
How do you protect abantwana? Like I wanted to. How do you protect kids from your world? As we know, as beautiful as it is also vile and cruel. So how do you protect your kids from that world? Or you just say, nami ngazibona sengilana, nani nizozibona senila? Or there is nothing you can do?
I do have a spiritual son. My son is very spiritual because umntanami, before I can sense anything, he senses it first. And there's no way ukuthi ngakhona ukumprotect her from that. But somehow I do try and protect umntanami. But if you are spiritual and you are able to absorb imimoya emibi, I can't help you. But what I can do is ukumphahlela ngimcelele edlozini. And also kunento esithi umqhina insimbi. So uqhina insimbi emhlophe entameni nasesandleni, so that ucela ledlozi ukuthi malehle kulomntana lingambambi kumanje. Umntanakho, me as a spiritually gifted person, nginomntana that is spiritual, ngimbona sesemncane ukuthi this one ulona. Because nami before ngithwasa, I didn't bengazifuna izangoma. Umntanami is not interested even a bit in doing izangoma. Not even. But khuleni uzoba interested, and then maybe ngeke abe interested. But at the end of the day, he's also spiritual, but his spiritual gift sakhe angakasibambi kahle angakasitholi kahle.
You know, I want us to go back to a question that I asked you, who holds abogobela abangcolile accountable? Who holds izangoma ezenza izinto ezimbi accountable? I think that when you have your meeting, I don't know when, but when you have your meeting, can you please tell them that just ukuthatha those things is not enough? Even if it means having mug shots. I'm sure it's giving. You have my pictures of what is giving. It goes everywhere. Why can't we have that? Usnazo is fake. Because we do not know what Usnazo is fake. Usnazo is still practicing. The council came, THO came, they took Amayeza Wako, they took those body parts. They did not open a case against you. They did not do anything. Sorry to say this, but it is close to being useless because it's still going to continue doing it. It's still going to continue killing people. So next time you have a meeting, please review that. Because nathi we have a right to consult abantu abafuna ukuthi siphile. After all, you went there so that uzophilisa abantu not uzobulalisa abantu.
It's not everybody. I think THO mostly protects abantu or members that are under it. So it's not everybody.
So it does not protect us, but it protects you as the healers. Tina, the clients, because it's my clients when so it doesn't matter.
If you have a problem, you are able to take in number at THO, contact the THO.
What do we get a THO?
Well, it on Facebook, it on the internet. They do have pages everywhere. THO. So
but we never hear about those things.
Yeah, because into young mostly, so you can never hear about it. I was going to answer the question, Ekteni, who holds them accountable? If and the THO, it is going to hold you accountable. But the problem with us is we have this misconcept of ukuthi ugobela yini. Because and you're going to have that thing in ngqondweni yakho ukuthi kwamele abe slave sama ngisebenzele kwamele ukuthi idlozi lakhe livuke liphakame kwamele ngimhlukumeze ngimshaye. So leyo rape, that is being a pervert emntwini. That has nothing to do nedlozi. That is just being a pervert emntwini. Uba pervert nje bantwaneni. And then leyo kuhlukumeza usubunenhliziyo embi, because if I went through what I went through, I've had amathwasa mina, and they can tell you ukuthi bengafuni next ngamathwasa wami. And people used to say I'm spoiling abantwana bami way too much, because things that I went through mina ephehlweni, I wouldn't want to put omunye umntana through that thing, because it was not nice. And bengangibenefiting next lento at the end of the day ephehlweni, because I still came out as usinazo, you know. I think I ngaze ngaphola ephehlweni lami lokus 3 where ugobela wami wangenzela yonke into perfect kahle, wangibeka namhlanje ekhaya, the following day bese ngiqala ukusebenza abantu. You understand? So
I have to cut you because we are out of time, but we'll continue with the conversation offline on all our social media platforms. Conversation here continue, it never ends. Mkhulu Nyoka, siyathokoza, siyabonga ukuthi uzile. Siyabonga ukuthi uzile. Guys, I learned a lot. I've learned ukuthi kune THO that holds these people accountable, but it is not enough. It is not enough. When they watch this episode, I hope ukuthi bayafunda ukuthi it is not enough. We need to be protected. We are their clients. Baphila ngathi. So nathi we need to be protected. Guys, ngiyazi ukuthi anithanda ngithi 4EVERSTREAM TV. Bye.